I have to be honest, full color is going to be expensive, I said, but I thought your logo deserved it. I can convert it to black and white. Don't you dare, Sky said. Shades of gray, maybe, but never black and white. No, full color is perfect. You nailed it. I don't know how to thank you. I do, I thought. Kiss me. I'm glad you like it, I said. I was lightheaded with relief. We stood so close without touching. Her face, when she was joyful like this, her smile, I could not breathe. I could not see or think about anything else. I'm starving, I said, stepping back from the table. Sky said, I heard the gas station across the street has great sushi. Surprising but true, I said. We'll have a picnic and enjoy this beautiful night, said Sky. We walked together in the crosswalk, hands at our sides, not touching, but close. At any moment, one of us could have taken the other's hand. We got to the gas station and looked into their cooler to see that we had a choice of sushi, mixed assortment or rainbow roll, which was described as a California roll wrapped in rice and seaweed and topped with strips of red tuna, green avocado, orange salmon, pink yellowtail. I can't believe I didn't think of that, Sky said. The rainbow roll, that's what I'll call it. It took me a second. Then I said, oh, your roller disco. I'm glad we were together when the name hit me. I kept hoping the right name would show up eventually. The Rainbow Roll, a queer roller disco in the heart of Joshua Tree. We waited to cross back across the highway as a long, slow convoy of tan military jeeps and supply vehicles rolled through, headed east to the base. When we were finally able to cross, we took our rainbow rolls in takeout containers down Hart Flat Road past the motel. Sky held out a packet of cannabis gummies and I took one because why not? As we walked, the gummy dissolved in my mouth, syrupy lemon with a skunky aftertaste. My lips were gritty with sugar. We walked until the paved road turned to sand, deep and soft, tough for walking. So we turned for a big boulder not far from the road. It was hard, sharp granite shot through with quartz, tagged with names and initials. The ground around it was littered with broken beer bottles. From the top, we had a nice view of the dumpster behind Del Taco. Sky reminded me to drink from my insulated water bottle. In the desert, you can dehydrate just sitting around. Thanks for looking out for me, I said. It is hard sometimes being out here in the desert alone. You're not alone, Sky said, as if people had not said that to me all my life, right before they left. Are you listening? From where we sat on that rock, the view behind Sky facing east was beautiful. It reflected the sunset in pinks that cooled to blue, even as I watched. I said, I'm still getting used to these medical-grade edibles. In Connecticut, I got by with the occasional dime bag. No one in our circle of friends smoked weed. It just was not something grown-ups did. They joked about potheads and druggies. Of course, several of them were alcoholics. My late husband, John, caught me smoking my little pot pipe once. He was like, don't writers need to keep their minds sharp? I told him my mind was plenty sharp. Let's eat, said Sky, as she opened her takeout container. This was one of the reasons I enjoyed Sky's company. She brought me back. I knew I had a habit of wandering off. Maybe because she was a dancer, she was balanced and grounded, I could hold on to her. We took turns dipping our pieces of sushi into a shared tub of soy sauce. My mouth tingled with wasabi. Sky told me about the roller rink she went to as a kid back in Tampa. She was so good with the details, I wondered if she was a writer too, as well as a dancer, baker, and the most straightforward person I'd met in a long time, maybe ever. I craved the deep, reassuring tones of her voice. I wanted her to keep talking so I could listen. Sky said, you married 2 men. Yes. Why? Different reasons. Have you been with women? She asked. The sky was dark blue. It was harder to see in the dusk. I said, you mean in a sexual way? In any way. Couple times, not really. I'm not the first woman to have a crush on you. I laughed. I like sex with men, though, a lot. A lot of men? She asked with a grin. I just ended up with men. I only knew straight people growing up. Heteronormative conditioning, said Skye, snapping closed her food container. That is one persistent bitch. It was dark now, and I knew we should head back to the motel. But it was a perfect moment there on that boulder, in that desert, far from where I used to be, far from anything familiar. Maybe it was the edible, or maybe it was the darkness that made me bold. I feel it, whatever this is between us. I said it quickly, before I could stop myself. I know, she said. It's just there's already been a lot of change lately. People need time to adjust their lens. I get it. I'm patient. She reached for my hand. I leaned forward and kissed her cheek. I was overwhelmed by the softness of it. I could not help but think of the contrast with the rough male faces I'd kissed, the times I'd come away sore. No, this was different. Skye was different. Her cheeks were firm and smooth, with the finest down where her face met her ear, and I nuzzled against her, giddy and aroused. She took my face in her hands and kissed me, and then I knew, because I had wondered. Yes, her lips were soft too. It felt like spinning, tumbling through space, although we were still on that boulder. I hoped we would never stop kissing, but then we did. Instantly, I thought, did that just happen? Did we kiss? Did I dream it? But then I looked at Skye, and I knew.